Hello everyone, greetings of the day. I hope you all are in good sane and health. I'm Yazhini S, an MTech graduate from Sastra Deemed University. This presentation is a brief detailed session about our paper, a framework for price determination for peer-to-peer energy trading. These are the contents that are going to be seen in this presentation. Let's first brush up on what and why peer-to-peer energy trading. Here, in the future presentation, peer-to-peer energy trading will be referred as P2P energy trading. One of the recent trends in electric market is the focus on self-production of energy from plants which are directly located on consumer premises. Introduction of new technologies and cost reduction in sustainable power production and storage utilities eventually makes a local individual to use power production increasingly attractive. This is the prime key that leads to P2P energy trading. In other words, with the increasing integration of distributed energy resources, shortly called as DRs, traditional energy consumers can become prosumers. Prosumers are the people who can both generate and consume energy. Since generation of DRs is unpredictable and intermittent, prosumers who have surplus energy could either store it with energy storage devices or supply it to others in energy deficit. This energy trading among prosumers is called P2P energy trading. P2P energy trading serves as an online marketplace where consumers and producers meet to trade electricity directly without the need for an intermediary. We know that at present, price of an energy unit for P2P energy trading is determined using auction process, which is conducted for every 30 minutes. Considering the demerits of the auction process, in this work, a tariff strategy is designed to an IEEE radial system for P2P energy trading. For this, two types of cost has to be calculated. First, the cost of generation for each generating unit, that is the generation cost, and the other one is the price at which each load operates depending on energy consumption and demography of the test system, which is referred as energy charge. Generation cost calculation. An IEEE 33 bus radial system is taken as the test system, and distributed generators DGs are considered to be present at 3 buses. That is, at 6th and 18th bus, a photovoltaic PV source of 2 and 1 megawatt is present, and at 33rd bus, a wind turbine generator of capacity 1.65 megawatt is present. To calculate the generation cost, fixed charge and variable charge has to be calculated. Fixed charge is the sum of charges such as return of equity, working capital interest, depreciation cost, O&M cost, interest on loans, and variable cost includes the cost of specific oil and coal consumption. Using the standards and formulas from CERC RE tariff order and details from Vallur Thermal Power Station, the fixed and variable cost for each source and the slack bus is calculated. Using this, the total generation cost for the radial system is calculated, which comes around rupees 19 per unit. Energy charge calculation. For this, details like the type of load, the number of consumers at each bus, and the load profile of an IEEE 33 bus system is referred, and the annual charge consumption of each person in a bus is calculated. Here, the loads are classified as fixed loads, which is referred by as AF, and the controllable loads, which is referred as CO, and the curtailable loads, it is referred as C. Now, For every load, a graph of number of consumers versus energy, energy consumption per year in megawatt hour is drawn. This graph shows the number of this graph shows the graph for fixed loads. This graph is divided into several consumption levels. For fixed loads, it is divided into two levels. Level 1 consists of point 1 and point 2, which have 5 consumers each, and level 2 consists of point 3 and point 4, which also have 5 consumers each. Then, the total number of end users, size of electric energy consumption levels from the start and the end value of each energy consumption level is calculated using these, and the total electric energy consumption, the revenue corresponding to each energy consumption level is calculated and is optimized using PSO algorithm to find the average price per unit at each energy consumption level. From this, the total rate is calculated, from which the average price of fixed load is calculated as rupees 6.1 per unit. Similarly, the average price per unit is calculated for controllable load as rupees 5.7, and for curtailable load it is calculated as rupees 4.9 per unit. Load shifting. So here, using the load and the PV wind profile and the cost calculated, load management at each hour is done, and the profit is calculated. Like when the generation cost is lesser than the energy cost, it has more profit. At 14th, 15th, 16th, and 17th hour, since there is no profit, those controllable loads are shed and shifted to 4th and 5th hour to get the maximum profit. This table shows the profit comparison between load shedding and load shifting. Obviously, load shifting gives more profit. Conclusion. In this work, generation cost of each generating unit and energy cost for different loads are calculated. And according to the cost calculated, the load is shifted in such a way to get the maximum profit. And also, it has been observed that load shifting gives a more profit than load curtailing. The profit obtained per day when load is shifted is rupees 153.553 per unit, and when load is curtailed is rupees 130.753 per unit. Thus, load shifting results in a profit of rupees 22.8 per unit per day compared to load curtailing. Future work. This work is executed on an IEEE 33 bus radial system. In future, it can be developed for other radial systems. Also, the changing demographic constraint and the occasional increase or decrease in electricity demand during calculations can be considered. These are some of the papers that have been referred for this work. Thank you. If any queries or suggestion, please reach me in the given details. Lastly, I want to thank you for this opportunity and thank you everyone for your contributions. Thank you. Have a fantastic day.